What's good, man? Y'all already know what it is. Coming to y'all with more information, more news, as I always do. We talking about Larry Hoover right now. We do know that Larry Hoover, his name has been popping on the internet, Clubhouse, as well as Instagram and YouTube, over the fallout between Whack 100 and Jay Prince over a video that Jay Prince claims could have been used to help free Larry Hoover. Whack 100 claims that the video was there if Larry Hoover wanted to use it, but the woman who owns the video or has possession of the video did not want to sell it. As Jay Prince offered her 20,000. Those two old heads ended up going back and forth for a couple weeks now. That's kind of died down, but Larry Hoover's name is back in the news. Now, today, there's an article that I have up right now where it says that Larry Hoover tries again for a sentence break. And he says he wants nothing to do with the GDs. A judge last year declined a request, according to this article, for Hoover to get a lower sentence under the First Step Act, but in doing so, the judge gave the GD founder room to try again. Now, apparently, he went ahead and exercised his right for that. His article claims that he's labeled as one of the most notorious individuals in Illinois history. We all know about his past, how he helped start one of the co-founders of the GDs. Later, the name switched to Growth and Development. He ended up getting locked up though back in the 70s. After somebody got knocked down, they charged him with it along with a lot of other things. They would actually come back and get him again, saying that he was actually running the GDs from behind the bars, as well as ordering people to get knocked down. They came back and hit him with another case, and he ended up with about 6 life sentences or something real crazy like that. So at the end of the day, a lot of people are wondering how is he going to get out now. U.S. District Judge said last year who declined the request from the GD founder for a lower sentence under the First Step Act. That law was brought in by Donald in 2018, but he says that he gave him a chance to try again, although he declined him. And as I said earlier, Hoover is taking advantage of that opportunity now. In a pair of letters to the judge and the public filed late Wednesday in Chicago's federal court, he wrote a rare public comment that he is no longer the Larry Hoover people sometimes talk about or who is written about in the papers or described by the government. Now, he's 71 years old. He's 71 years old at this particular time. Now, if he's successful in getting up out of this life sentence he would still have to go back to the state for that case that he was actually sentenced for in the beginning back in the 70s. Um, and he likely have to do so or do that time still in the federal lockup. It says prosecutors have expressed concern that Hoover would next launch legal situations against people on that particular case as well to try to get up on out of that. Also says that a former prosecutor said that Hoover ran the set from inside the walls, as I said earlier, and that was responsible for the highest number of people passing in the city of Chicago or that they had ever seen. Also, they said he was moving a lot of work and just controlled the parks and street corners and neighborhoods and made it impossible for kids to go outside, according to his prosecutor. Now, his letters, in more detail, he wrote that the Fed Supermax has been called a close to HELL as possible, and he acknowledged being aware that some of the people misguided hold him up as a symbol, and he wrote, "I wish this was not so." He also goes on to say, regardless, these people are apart from me and do what they do with zero encouragement or direction from me. He also wrote, to be clear, If I had any ability to influence them, I ask that they forget me and forsake the GANG life forever. Now, he also wrote that he took responsibility for his past, adding that he was lost in the enduring pattern that he played out in the streets or behind bars or wherever he did this. And those were many years ago. But he wrote, I have long since renounced my association with any and all organizations and their membership. Now, he would actually double down on that by saying, I am no longer a member, leader, or even an elder statesman of the GDs. He also said, I want nothing to do with it now and forever. A lot of people may. I'm wondering how the GDs is going to feel about that. Like how people, who look up to Larry Hoover or. I mean, because you do got some people who it's hard for me to say because of the way that the Chicago youth respects the OGs. Like I seen some people saying like it didn't matter if he came home, nothing was gonna change. They still was gonna do whatever they was gonna do. Fall back, whoop de whoop, whatever. But then you also got people who maybe like in their 40s, late 30s, 40s, and 50s who still hold a lot of respect for Larry Hoover. And I'm not saying that the young people don't respect him. It's just not, they're not like looking at him as this like shiny figure who could get out and he the big homie and nothing. They're not looking at it like that. I think they respect what he did during his time, but it's not his time no more. But it's pretty interesting to see how some of them speak out about this. Now Hoover claims, according to this, let's get back into the article. It says Hoover's claims run contrary to recent allegations by the Fed prosecutors. They said early last year an indictment in East St. Louis alleged that Hoover promoted two men to top posts in the GDs while he was in the Supermax. The indictment charged others with situations, but not Hoover. It also says Chicago's top Fed prosecutor, U.S. attorney, also made an unusual direct plea in July 2020, telling him it would be a miscarriage of justice to reduce Hoover's sentence in any way, shape, or form. It simply makes no sense now to give him a chance to run the GDs. The dude is 71 years old, though. I can't understand why they feel like this man is going to come home and run the GDs, man. Them people is not going to listen to him. Let's see. Is there anything else in here that's worth it? It says he ordered. Okay, so he caught that case back in 73 that led to his conviction in the state court and a sentence of 150 to 200 years in Illinois' prison system. It also says there the feds say he ran $100 million a year business, which he was moving at work, as tens of thousands of GANG soldiers continue to work for him in Chicago and other cities, man. Pretty interesting article, man. I really don't think that this man right here, at 71 years old, even if he, let's just say this though, I'm gonna just say it like this. Even if he wanted to come home and run the GDs, I don't think he would be able to. I don't think he would be able to get away with what they feel like he would be able to get away with because of the resistance he would receive from the youth. It's just a different day and time right now, and there's no way that Larry Hoover comes home and takes over the Gangster Disciples in the way that the government is trying to say that he was. I believe that they just don't want to let him out at this particular time, and they should just say that. They should just say that because of the crimes that he committed, he shouldn't be allowed to be out and leave it at that. Not that, them trying to say that he's going to be doing different things once he gets out sounds ridiculous to me. I mean, like I said, the man is 71 years old. I know if I'm still in the streets and I'm still active, there is nothing that a 71-year-old, I don't care if he started the hood or not, there's nothing that he's gonna be able to come home and tell me because I'm really out here. I've been out here frontlining the entire time. You feel what I'm saying? So, that's just more of them trying to get him to, not get out or whatever. But get in the comment section, man. Let me know what y'all think about this. I'm Almighty the Ruler. Make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe, and click that notification bell so you're notified each and every time I upload new content.